What's up, YouTube? Today we're reviewing the 2022 Ford Escape SEL. Huge thank you to jc.schied over at Koons Sterling Ford for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Escape or any Ford product, I'll be sure to have JC's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First, let's talk about the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2022 Ford Escape SEL, and this particular one is painted in carbonized gray. This carbonized gray looks very, very nice under the sunlight because it's a very metallic-y paint. I don't know if metallic is a word, but that's how I would describe it. But let's start over here at our headlights, because we do have halogen headlights as well as halogen fog lights, and you do get automatic high beams and halogen turn signals. Moving over here to the center of the front bumper, you will find your blacked out Ford emblem. That blacked out Ford emblem is included on your SEL Stealth package, which I'll get to here in a minute. But let's move to our front grille. You do have a gloss black 5-bar grille with a chrome grille surround that also comes with the SEL Stealth package for $1,295. And if you look just below your front grille, you will find this black trim piece at the bottom of the front bumper. It complements the grille as well as this carbonized gray paint very, very nicely. And if you guys do want a blacked out vehicle, you might want to check out the SEL Stealth package. I think you guys will really like it if you guys, like I said, do like blacked out elements on a vehicle. But moving over here to our wheels, we do have a 19-inch aluminum wheel with a machined aluminum face as well as some black pockets, and it is wrapped around in a 225/55 R19 Bridgestone Ecopia all-season tire. I'll show you guys the tread pattern on that right here. Moving over here to our side view mirrors, you will find a gloss black mirror cap both on the driver as well as on the passenger side. That also comes with the SEL Stealth package. But talking about our mirrors, you do have blind spot monitoring at the upper left-hand corner on the driver side mirror, as well as blind spot monitoring on the upper right-hand corner on the passenger side mirror, and these mirrors are also heated. But you do have a black window trim surround as well as a keypad right here, so if you forget your keys or you want to lock your keys in the car while you're out doing something, you can do that. All you got to do to lock the vehicle is press 7, 8, and 9, 0 and the vehicle will lock. This does have keyless access, so all you got to do is put your hand behind here and the vehicle will unlock again. You can also run your finger across these lines and it will lock the vehicle as well. This vehicle does have the optional $165 black roof rails, but let's take a step back and get a side profile of the Escape SEL, because I do think this is a very, very good looking smaller SUV. But one thing that you also do get with the SEL Stealth package are these black beltline moldings on both sides, as you guys can see right here. So that comes with your SEL Stealth package. You do have a capless filler neck, so all you gotta do is push on here, it will open up. 87 octane will do just fine. Moving here to the rear, you do have a halogen turn signal, halogen backup light, but you do have LED brake lights. You do have a LED third brake light as well. Got your rear wiper blade right here. Blacked out Ford logo, blacked out Escape lettering, blacked out all-wheel drive lettering, and blacked out SEL lettering. Like I said, all that stuff does come with the SEL Stealth package. One thing I did want to point out while we are back here is that you do have a backup camera as well as your rear view sensors. You got one here, one here, one here, and one here for 4 backup sensors total. And this vehicle does have a hands-free lift gate, so all you got to do is put your foot behind here and it will pop open, as you guys can see. But for some reason it keeps stopping here. I don't know why, but you do have a hands-free lift gate, so all you got to do if you do want to open it up is just run your foot across down there, or you can run your hand behind here, push on the pad, and it will open up all the way. The hands-free lift gate is just being a little finicky with me right now. I'm not quite sure why, but you do have a good amount of storage space back here, as well as if you lift this thing up, you will find your spare tire. You also do have a 12-volt power outlet on the driver's side of the trunk. And if you look here on the right side, you will find a speaker. That might be a subwoofer. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, a very good amount of storage space here in the rear. If you guys do want to hang a little something, you can do that on this little hook right there. But closing this trunk, just push your button and the trunk will close. Another thing that I did want to mention while I am back here, and that has to do with the bottom of the rear bumper, is that you do have a black rear valance as well as a stainless steel dual exhaust setup. And if you guys do want this option, this does have the Class 2 trailer tow package for $495. And with that Class 2 trailer tow package option, you do have a max tow capacity of 3,500 pounds on the Escape. But yeah, let's do a quick little walk around of the Escape before we move into performance, because I do think that this is a very good looking SUV, especially if you guys do get the SEL stealth package. I think that is an option that you should get if you do want your Escape to look just a little bit sportier and just a little bit better than the Escapes without the SEL stealth package, especially if you guys are not going to get a titanium. I think the stealth package is definitely at least a package to look into. If you guys don't want it, don't get it, but just something that I might recommend. But with all that said, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder that makes 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. That's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 5.7 seconds. If you guys are wondering about fuel economy, this particular Escape SEL gets 22 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway with all-wheel drive, which is pretty impressive if you ask me, considering that, you know, this isn't the biggest SUV, but it is still a pretty big and spacious SUV on the inside, and it does have all-wheel drive. So to get that kind of fuel economy, in my opinion, is pretty impressive. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you would give this video a big thumbs up, if you guys would hit that subscribe button. But with all that said, let's move into the interior. Stepping into the interior, like I mentioned earlier, you do have keyless access. All you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, put your hand behind here, and the vehicle will open up. But a couple things I wanted to show you guys before we moved into the interior that has to do with the key fob is that if you take a close look at the key fob, press this lock button once and then press this button right under the lock button twice. It will fire up the vehicle. You can also open up your power lift gate by pushing this button twice. The power lift gate will open up. You can also close your power lift gate by pushing this button again on your key fob twice, and the power lift gate will close just like that. But yeah, like I said, all you got to do is put your hand behind here and the vehicle will open up to reveal your door panel. You do have faux leather at the top of your door panel right here, as well as like a carbon fiber type pattern right here. It's not actual real carbon fiber, obviously. However, you also do have a aluminum door handle right here. 3 memory seat adjustment settings for your power driver seat, as well as your unlock and lock button right next to it. Moving down here, these are for your side view mirror controls. This controls the left side view mirror. This controls the right side view mirror. This locks your mirror controls for the rear passengers. You do have automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners of this Ford Escape. Here's a handle to close your door. You can wrap your whole hand around it, which is pretty nice. You got some red accent colored stitching on your faux leather armrest that's very nice and padded. Good amount of storage space at the bottom of your door panel on your driver's side. But let's take a look at the interior. The interior name of this particular Escape is called Ebony Active X with Miko Suede. So as you guys can see, your faux leather with some of that red accent colored stitching, and you got your Miko Suede going down the center portion of the seats. These seats are heated in the front, however they are not ventilated, as you guys can see. Suede or cloth seats are never usually ventilated, so I did want to point that out. Here are your driver seat controls, so you can go forward, backwards, obviously recline, and you got your 2-way lumbar right there. But yeah, let's step in and we'll take a look at our 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster. That does come with the $1,250 technology package, and what you get with that $1,250 technology package includes a 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster, as well as your 10 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, as well as a 10-way power driver seat. You get your hands-free power liftgate, which I showed you guys in the rear, as well as this wireless charging pad, which you set your phone down right here. But yeah, let's go over back to our 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster and talk about that for a bit. On the left hand side of your digital gauge cluster, you will find your speedometer with a digital speedometer readout at the middle, as well as on the right hand side of your screen, you will find your RPM gauge with your fuel gauge, as well as your auto stop start on or off right there. Right now it is off. 41 miles to empty, so you got your fuel range, lane centering stuff right here. This is like a whole lane centering screen here in the middle. Ambient exterior temperature right there. I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick it up very well. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, and low. And you got your odometer right next to that right there. This thing's got 14.8 miles. You got your compass reading right there, coolant temperature reading right there. If you guys want to go through that screen and control what you see, press this menu button. You can go through select screens. You can go through your calm screen. So I can actually exit out of calm screen. Then you guys can see stuff here in the middle pop up. So you can scroll down through that. You get your average fuel economy. You got your trip 1, tire pressure right there, more fuel economy stuff. So trip information, you can go back through here, select screens, let's go back into our calm screen. And if you guys want to have a second trip pop up, you guys can click that by pushing this OK button right here, and you see it is checked off. Push that button again and it is checked off again. Go back and go through your different screens. You get your audio information, navigation information, you got your phone information, settings and stuff like that, display setup. So you can go through here and kind of do exactly what you want to on this screen. But yeah, this is called the calm screen, but there's nothing here at the center. So yeah, you can kind of configure this the way you want to. But yeah, over here you will find your volume down, volume up, volume mute. These are your cruise control settings right there, lane keep assist stuff, cruise control stuff all over here. Back over here, this is to speak to the vehicle, to go back on a song, to go forward on a song, to pick up a phone call, to hang up on a phone call. Like I said, these control that screen. Got some nice piano black accents, as well as some aluminum trim on your steering wheel, some more of that red accent colored stitching. And this is a leather wrapped heated steering wheel. What's interesting about the heated steering wheel button though, and something I do want to point out, is that you do have your heated seat for your driver right here. You got your heated seat for your passenger over here. But your heated steering wheel button is on your passenger side, so you gotta click that when you have a blank button right here. So they could have put the heated steering wheel on the driver's side, made it easier for the driver to activate it. But yeah, just something weird that I thought I might point out. Moving back over to here, this will help you open up your power lift gate. These are your headlight controls, so if you guys want your headlights off, that's what that does. These are your parking lights. These are your headlights on automatic. Move down one more, and these are your headlights always on. Push this button right here, and now my fog lamps are on. Push that button again, fog lamps are off. Fog lamps let you know that they are on by that little thing right there that lets you know that your fog lamps are on. These control however you want your brightness of your screen, or you want your dimness of your screen. These also control the brightness of the lights behind these buttons throughout the interior right here and stuff like that. So you can make them brighter or less bright. Lane keep stuff right here, you just push that button, lane keep is off. Push that button again, lane keep turns back on. This is your turn signal stalk. You guys can listen to that for a second. Also your high beams, pull back on it, push forward on it. Now your auto high beams are on. But right now it says our fog lamps are on. We're going to turn those fog lamps back off. Headlights to automatic. These are your windshield wiper controls, both for the front and rear windshield wiper. Ford logo at the center, and the horn will not honk for some reason. I think it is in transport mode. But moving over to here, this is where your engine stop start button is, which is also in an interesting position, because if you go and look at it, it's kind of like on like an angle here, so it's not like straight on like it normally would be, like pushing to start. It's kind of like on an angle. I'll kind of show you guys that from this point of view. So see that it's kind of like on that angle, so kind of interesting. But yeah, moving over to here, you will find your 8-inch infotainment screen that does have Sync 3 with wired Apple CarPlay as well as wired Android Auto. So you do not have wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto, but you do have it via a wired connection, and it actually works very, very well. I'll plug my phone in here later on and kind of show you guys what that looks like. Some more of that faux carbon fiber type trim right here that goes to your passenger dash. You will find your HVAC vent right there, HVAC vent here, HVAC vent here, as well as on your driver's side right here. These are for your defrosters. Big defroster up there, Bang & Olufsen speaker right up there. Here is your rear view mirror. It's not auto dimming. Opening this up, You do have vanity lights though, both on your driver's side as well as vanity lights on your passenger side over here, which I'll show you guys. You can also put some paper right here, registration, whatever you want to put right there. You got a mic pickup right here for your Bluetooth phone. Opening this up, got a spot to set your sunglasses, and these lights are for your passenger and driver, so you guys can turn them on individually. If you guys want them all on, you just flip that up. Now they are all on. Flip this to the right, now they will never come on. So if I open up my door, they're not going to come on. However, my door is still open, and I will flip this switch to the middle and the lights come on. So every time you open or close the door, then those lights will come on or off. Just give it a second. Now they are going back off. But moving back down to here, you got your audio information, phone information right here, navigation stuff. You can go through your different apps right here and your different settings. So sound settings, clock settings, Bluetooth, all that kind of stuff you can do through right here. But like I mentioned, I will plug my phone in and I will show you guys Apple CarPlay. I'll plug it in right now. Show you guys it'll connect to Apple CarPlay here in a second. Boom, it brought up Apple CarPlay. So basically, you know how Apple CarPlay works. You can go through your Waze stuff like that. But if you guys do want to get back to your Ford screen, all you gotta do is click this forward and it will bring you back into your Sync 3 infotainment screen. Got a volume knob right here, a tuning knob on your passenger side. This will bring up your sound settings, so you guys treble, bass, mid-range, stuff like that, speed compensated volume, sound mode. I personally like surround sound mode. I think it sounds the best. But anyway, that's what that button does. This goes back on a track, forward on a track, play or pause a track. This will turn your screen off or turn on the clock. Push that button one more time, screen goes off. Push that again, and it comes right back on. Hazards button right here in between your HVAC vents, as you guys can see. Like I mentioned already, auto stop start button, HVAC vent, HVAC vent. You guys want them off, just push down like that. Now both of these vents are off. You guys want them fully open. Push it back up and now they are fully back on. Passenger airbag on or off, letting you know what it is on or off. Right now it is off. These control your climate control, so if you twist it all the way to the left, then you are on low. Twist this one all the way to the left, you are on low. You do have dual zone climate control system in the front. So if you guys do want them both to be the same, you guys do see this dual button, push on that, and now they are both on low, and the driver controls both settings here in the front. But like I said, you can also control what you want to from the passenger's point of view, but let's leave them on the same for video's sake. Rear defroster right here, max front defroster right here, just your regular front defroster. This button controls the HVAC vents just for the top, so now just the top HVAC vents are on. You can also turn on your feet HVAC vents by pushing that button, and you can control them individually. You just want the foot ones, you can do that. You just want the ones up top, you can just push that button right there. This recycles the air. This is your air conditioning, max air conditioning right here. Like I said, these control your temperature here on the interior. Leave that on dual auto right there. Heated seats on your driver's side, heated seat here on your passenger side, heated steering wheel right here, and these are your fan controls. So you guys want the fan up, you guys will notice that each box will light up the more fan speed that you do want. Moving down to here, you will find your wireless charging pad, which I pointed out right here. That does come with that technology package. You got a USB-A port right here, which I'm plugged into. You also have a USB-C port right above it. Here is a 12-volt power outlet if you guys do want to plug in your radar detector or something like that. But two cup holders right here, so you get one for right here, one for right here. This is about a smart water bottle sized water bottle. Here is your dial for your transmission. So right now we are in park, twist it to the right, now we're in reverse, twist it one more time, neutral, twist it one more time, and we are in drive. We'll throw her back into park. If you guys twist her all the way into drive though, and push this button, now we are in low mode. Go back into neutral, reverse, and park, and now we are in park. One thing that's nice is that if I do have it in drive, like I'm in drive right now, and I turn the vehicle off, it will throw itself into park automatically, and it's pushing my seat back. Let's fire her back up. And yeah, here is your electronic parking brake. This is for auto hold, so if you guys are stuck in traffic and you're tired of putting your foot on the brake and holding it, this will hold you in place. If you guys want to release it, all you got to do is put your foot on the gas pedal and it will release. Go back to a stop, put your foot on the brake pedal again, push a little bit farther, and it will hold you in place again. This button right here controls your different drive modes. So if I push that button, your different drive modes will come up. You do have normal, eco, sport, slippery, snow, and sand assist, as well as back to normal mode. Coming back to here, this is your auto stop start button, as you guys can see, so you can turn it on or off, and it will let you know if it's on or off here at the center screen. So it's deactivated or activated, and it will let you know right here if it is on or off, as you guys can see. So when it's activated, you will see that little A with the cross through it. I like to keep it off. Right here, you can set your cards. So if you guys have a business card, you can set it in there. Like I said, 2 cup holders. Opening this up, you get a good amount of storage space here in your center console. But if I do want to put my smart water bottle size water bottle, that's kind of for size reference. It's pretty much 3/4 of the height of one of these smart water bottles. This is off-brand smart water bottle, but you guys kind of get the point of how much storage space you have in there. And you can set a pen right here if you guys want to. So pretty cool if you ask me. Closing that, this particular Escape SEL does have the $995 Ford Copilot Assist 360 Plus that comes with adaptive cruise control with stop and go, as well as lane centering, including speed sign recognition, as well as evasive steering assist and voice activated navigation. So if that's something that you guys are interested in and you guys want the adaptive cruise control, you just might want to get that $995 Ford Copilot Assist 360 Plus. But yeah, one more thing that I did want to mention while we are here at the front is that the MSRP of this particular Ford Escape is $38,060, which in today's market, you know, I think that's a pretty good deal, especially considering what you're getting. You get that digital gauge cluster, adaptive cruise control, get your Apple CarPlay and stuff like that. So yeah, you don't get like the LED lights and stuff like that. If you guys do want LED headlights and stuff, you're gonna have to upgrade to a titanium or something along those lines. But if that's not a big deal to you, I think this is a great value, and I think this is like the best probably value for your money when it comes to the Escape. Just my personal opinion. This is kind of like, if you relate this to like a Ford F-150 or something, this is like the XLT version of the Escape, if that makes sense to you guys. But one more thing while we are here at the front is I wanted to open this up and show you guys all the storage space there in your glove box. Very good amount of storage space in your glove box. But yeah, you know, we've talked about what's going on up here in these front seats. Now let's see what's going on here in these rear seats, because looks like a good amount of leg room from the front, but we're gonna have to test out that leg room here in the rear. Basically the same materials used on the door panel here on the Escape in the rear. Definitely a lot less room at the bottom of the door panel in the second row seats, but you can still fit a pretty big sized water bottle down there. But stepping in, these seats are comfortable, but they aren't like the most comfortable seats. But if you guys want them to be a little bit more comfortable, you can recline them by lifting up on this and reclining the seats. As you guys can see, I'm in max reclinability, and now it's a lot more comfortable than it was when I first got into it. When I first got into it, it was pretty like 90-degree almost straight up. But I think these seats look very, very nice because they do have that Miko suede going down the center, as well as some of that red accent colored stitching. This is faux leather. If you guys do want real leather, you will have to step up to a titanium. They do have real leather, but this imitation leather is still very, very nice. But it doesn't feel like real leather. So if you guys want real leather, like I said, titanium is the vehicle for you. Opening this up, center fold down armrest. You got 2 cup holders. Let's see what the comfortability is like with my seats reclined, as well as the cup holders down and stuff. I'd say it's very comfortable back here, and I actually do have a good amount of leg room left here in the second row. I'm adjusted behind myself. I'm 5'9", and I've got plenty of headroom. Headroom is definitely not going to be an issue. Plenty of leg room actually, and a good amount of knee room. If you guys are like 6'3", 6'4", I think that's when it might start getting tight back here. But for somebody of my size, plenty of headroom, plenty of knee room, and plenty of leg room. So very, very comfortable back here. And one thing I didn't mention when we were up in the front and I was sitting in the driver's seat is that these driver seats are very, very comfortable, as well as the passenger seat. Obviously there's not more than one driver seat. I meant the front 2 seats are very, very comfortable. These second row seats are very, very comfortable as well, but the front seats are just a little bit more comfortable, but nonetheless these second row seats are still very, very comfortable. You do not have a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, but you do have a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat, which I think is kind of interesting. Got your HVAC vents right here, as well as at the bottom of your center console you will find a USB-A port as well as a USB-C port. But yeah, one more thing while we are here in the second row that I will want to point out is that if there's not enough storage room for you when these seats are up, all you gotta do is lift this up and the second row seats will collapse, just to give you that much more space here. But yeah, as you guys can see, my seat is pretty far back, so I would have to scoot that forward, then scoot it back into my comfortable position. But yeah, just gives you kind of an idea of how much more storage space you can have with the second row seats down. But let's fold those back up. Yeah, very comfortable interior. You pretty much have everything that you need on the interior of this Escape SEL. And like I said, I think this is the best value for your money when it comes to the Escape. Just my personal opinion. If you guys want to spend a little bit more and get more of those technology features, the real leather, forward-facing sensors, stuff like that, you're going to want to upgrade to a higher trim level. But like I said, very good value for your money with the SEL. But we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, so I will see you guys in the driver's seat. And now on to the driving portion of the review. And one thing I wanted to mention right off the bat is just how comfortable this driver's seat is. I could definitely see myself doing a road trip in this car and being very comfortable. And you know, I've mentioned this in pretty much every single one of my Ford videos, is that Ford makes some of the most comfortable seats out of pretty much any brand that makes cars. I mean, the seats are just very comfortable. They're very cushiony, which is very nice. You know, very good back support and stuff like that. So if you guys have back problems, then you know that's an added benefit of getting an Escape. Another thing I wanted to mention is just how good the fuel economy is on the Escape. This does have the 2-liter EcoBoost, so this isn't even a hybrid, and it can still achieve 22 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway, which in today's world, with gas prices being where they are, this makes for a great vehicle, a great daily driver. You know, not only is it a pretty good size because it's not too big, it's not too small, you know, it's got plenty of storage space in the trunk, plenty of room for second row passengers, plenty of room for your front passenger as well. You know, it's just a great sized vehicle for those of you guys who have a small family, maybe 2 kids, or maybe you're single, you're one person. This is just a great vehicle for you. You know, great gas mileage. You know, I personally think at $38,000 that this is a very affordable vehicle, especially considering what cars are going for in today's market. You know, most cars now are like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for a pretty nice vehicle, not even like a fully optioned out vehicle. Everything's just getting very expensive, and for what you get for the money, I think 38 grand, you get a lot. You got adaptive cruise control. Yes, you don't have front sensors, but you do have a rear view camera, you have your rear view sensors, you got your blind spot monitoring, you got this beautiful 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, Apple CarPlay. So you know, you do get a lot for your money. Yeah, you don't get ventilated seats, you don't get leather seats, like real leather seats, but you do get your Bang & Olufsen sound system, which personally I think sounds very good. I have heard better Bang & Olufsen sound systems, like in the Ford Edge Titanium that had 12 speakers. I believe this has 10, but that also sounded better than the Bang & Olufsen sound system and the F-150 in my personal opinion. I think the Edge has the best Bang & Olufsen sound system, except for the F-150s with the 18 speaker sound systems. I am comparing a 12 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system in that Edge to the 8 speaker sound system in that F-150 and the 10 speaker sound system in this Ford Escape, and that one just sounds a little bit better. It's more crisp. It sounded, you know, just very good, but I think the one in this car also sounds very good. So that's just something to consider. This does have auto stop start, but if you guys do not want auto stop start, all you got to do is disengage it by pushing that button right there, which I have already disengaged, and as you guys can see, it does say off, letting us know that the auto stop start is off. Let's listen to the turn signal here. Not an obnoxious turn signal, which is kind of funny that I did point that out, but it's a quiet turn signal, which is great because it's not annoying. Some of them are like really loud, and I'm not talking about Fords, I'm talking about like other brands get really loud and kind of annoying, but not in this particular Escape. One thing that I do kind of find interesting is that it does not have an auto dimming rear view mirror, but you know, you get the old-fashioned auto dimming rear view mirror. If you flick that forward, then you know, like I said, it's the old-fashioned auto dimming rear view mirror. But yeah, you know, this thing rides very, very smoothly. It's pretty quiet on the interior, maybe not as quiet as like, you know, an Explorer or the Edge, but it's still very, very quiet in here. And the ride is very, very good. Like I said, it's a very comfortable vehicle from the driver's point of view, as well as the passenger's point of view. But from driving point of view, which is the most important thing when looking into a vehicle, is how comfortable is the driver's seat, how comfortable is the driver's seating position. And it's very, very comfortable. One thing I wanted to mention is that the brakes are also very, very good. They're very responsive, so you don't have to put your foot that far into the brake pedal in order to get them to start slowing you down. And another thing that I did want to mention is that, you know, this does have the 2-liter EcoBoost, like I mentioned, that's got 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque for a 0 to 60 time of 5.7 seconds, which is very impressive, especially, you know, with this thing, what its competition is. I really like how, you know, you got the option. Okay, do I want the slower but more fuel efficient Escape? Okay, then I'm gonna get one of the hybrids, or I'm gonna get the 3-cylinder turbo motor. Or do I want more power and it still gets great fuel economy? Okay, then I'm gonna get the 2-liter 4-cylinder with all-wheel drive. So if you guys do want all-wheel drive on the Escape, you are gonna have to get the 302A rather than the 301A. The 302A comes with that 2-liter EcoBoost as well as all-wheel drive. And like I said, I do think that is probably what you're going to want to get because, you know, the transmission is very, very smooth. The drivetrain in itself is just very, very smooth. The way it accelerates is very good. Get great fuel economy. So definitely a big fan of the powertrain, definitely a big fan of the motor that's in this vehicle, as well as the transmission. I think it performs very, very well. And we're going to test the 0 to 60, see how fast it really feels in the real world. So with that said, let's skip to that 0 to 60 test now. And before we skip to that 0 to 60 test, I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds just to see what this thing's like to drive without me talking. You can kind of hear the turbo spool up when you're accelerating, so it sounds pretty cool. If you don't have any music or stuff going, you can hear them go. Just something I thought I'd point out. But pulling up to our spot, we are going to do a 0 to 60 test, and we're going to do a real world test of, you know, what the acceleration is really like. Yeah, I know it's a 5.7 second 0 to 60, but what does it feel like? So we're gonna get lined up here, start from a 0, and let's get going in 3, 2, 1, hammer down. You know, it's actually pretty quick. I can't even lie. It's pretty dang quick. You know, it's not maybe like Hellcat fast or something like that, but for a daily driver, it's got the perfect amount of power. Very good amount of power, like I said, for a daily driver. It doesn't feel slow by any means. You know, it kind of gets going and then it really hits it and really starts to take off. And it doesn't sound terrible, honestly. You know, for a 4-cylinder turbo motor, it actually sounds pretty decent. We're gonna do one more just like regular acceleration here before we close out today's video, and here that goes. Very, very good amount of power for a daily driver. Very, very good amount of power really for anything. 250 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. So very good amount of horsepower, very great fuel economy, and it's got all-wheel drive. So there's really nothing to complain about there. Very, very good car, very solid feeling car. I'm very impressed with the car considering, you know, it's $38,000. So I think you get a lot for your money. I've said this a couple times, but that's just how I feel. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, like I said. And if you guys could help me make my dream come true, I'd greatly appreciate that. Like I said, final words, very solid feeling vehicle, great fuel economy, and it would make for a great daily driver. But with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.